We're launching Microsoft Founders Club, and it is my pleasure to invite you to this series. We have the privilege of bringing together an incredible group of founders and senior leadership team members from Microsoft and other companies like LinkedIn and GitHub. We come together as a community to ideate around the emerging opportunities that generative AI is bringing up. We brainstorm around the agile build scenarios, as well as the skills and capabilities we need to stay relevant in today's economic dynamic. So join us and meet our founders. Hi, everybody. Today we have Thomas, who's the CEO and founder of Toku. We're very happy that Thomas is spending this time with us in the next series of Founders Club AI Next. So Thomas, tell us a little bit more about your journey as a founder and a little bit about Toku as well.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be part of this series. So I started my career first in the military and then in the consultancy space. And as a management consultant working on large IT projects for multinationals, I was dealing with a lot of project and change management and seeing firsthand how basically large organizations are struggling with aligning their customer data, using that customer data, also extracting and helping their internal and external communications with that same customer data. And so at some point, after having played an advisory role in different projects, I had the opportunity to basically launch my own startup, Toku, and not advise anymore, but actually do things directly myself and start an entrepreneurial journey.
Tell us a little bit more about Toku.
So Toku is a cloud communications and customer engagement platform. What we are really building is part of the new category of the customer experience as a service. And we are helping brands to basically orchestrate all their communication channels that they need across different use cases, sales, marketing, customer service, and making sure that these communications, these interactions are enriched with customer data in real time, that they are as efficient, as relevant as possible, and basically helping the brands to communicate better with their different audiences.
That's really cool, Thomas. Thank you for sharing. Hey, the B2B space is a fairly crowded space. How do you differentiate yourself? How do you differentiate Toku?
It's true, the B2B space is quite crowded, but I would distinguish two segments, right? The SMB segment and the enterprise segment. And for the software as a service space, which has been for now almost a decade, really the new trend, the new business model, we've seen a lot of uptake in the SMB segment, where the new players have emerged. However, in the enterprise segment, it's very much still the older traditional players that were very successful previously and are reputable brands that have gone themselves through a digital transformation and are now offering these cloud native services and software as a service kind of business model. And so we've intentionally decided to go directly for the enterprise segment because we believe that we have an advantage compared to these larger and more traditional brands, which is that we don't have any technical legacy. So we started fresh. We started directly with an innovative platform and with the latest trends in terms of the technology. And also because there is less crowd, there are less new players, we feel that we are differentiating ourselves much better. And it's also something that we see when we are competing against these brands, that we're typically seen as more innovative. And that is then compensating for the lack of brand awareness that obviously a brand like Toku that is almost now 6 years old has. And that is something that we are improving every day.
Even now when we speak to our customers, they really are looking for innovation, especially with AI booming up and with AI being front and center of every conversation. Customers are genuinely seeking out players like Toku to open the conversation differently. When we have our larger, more established partners that come out of the US, their ability to sort of co-build with us is fairly limited. So having a player like Toku in market is fantastic, and we love partnering with you for that reason.
Thank you. And I would definitely agree with what you're saying about co-building and the fact that we are focusing on Asia as a second differentiator and unique value proposition has really set us on the map when we are talking with the different customer and different prospects, because we basically are able to adapt our product roadmap to provide access as well. And we show that we know the market because we are born in Singapore, we are expanding from Singapore across the region, and so we are very familiar with the different challenges that our customers are having in these different markets. And so that enterprise-only, APAC-first kind of approach has been quite successful so far, and we hope to grow from here.
We love the Made in Asia, Made in Singapore tag, I mean, we really love it. And we showcase all of our partners, especially Made in Asia, Made in Singapore. We have great pride in sort of showcasing our partnerships.
Excellent, great to hear.
So Thomas, at Microsoft in December, you were there at our inaugural
Yes.
session. We launched Microsoft Founders Club, and we called it the AI Next series. And this was basically, we wanted to put together a forum where like-minded founders can come together and we can share ideas and ideate about how to go to market, how do we support each other, what value do you find in it, how can we support you better in your journey?
Well, I think that the initiative is really answering to a need. There is kind of a gap in terms of where can founders, entrepreneurs turn to when they need advice in order to address all the challenges ahead of them, because it's a journey that others have done before me. Yes. And obviously I'm looking for that kind of input, that kind of advice and these lessons learned, which I cannot necessarily get from my board or my shareholders, because obviously I cannot be vulnerable when I'm talking with my board and shareholders. So that is something that I need to get from elsewhere. And so being able to participate to events where I have other entrepreneurs that are at different stages of the entrepreneurial journey, some of which have already gone through the challenges ahead for us, have already done a Series B, have already reached profitability, expanded to other markets, to other regions, and get directly from them lessons learned firsthand, both things that haven't worked and things that have worked. And that is very valuable in what we do on a daily basis.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you for making the time. Thank you for being part of Microsoft Founders Club. And also, thank you for making the time to hang with us and share your journey.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for the great initiative.
Thank you for joining us, and hope to see you again when we host one more of our founders.